You know what that abrupt ending of that music means. It is Friday, November 17th. It's SketchUp Live Day, and we are happy to have you here. Thanks, everybody. My name is Matt, and with me on the horn is Tyson.
I'm new. Hey. Well, I'm glad to meet y'all.
Yeah, he's behind the curtain today, behind the, you know, I don't know, behind the just the audio voice in your head and voice in my head, hopefully, letting my conscience be my guide, as he referred to earlier. He's going to be my Jiminy Cricket helping me along in this session, which is a little bit different than what we've done in the past. Normally, we have an expert modeler on here to take you through a project. I am no expert, but I hope I can, help you out with some common flaws or common mistakes that beginner modelers might make. And Tyson's here to point every one of those out when I make a SketchUp mistake today. So I'm thankful for that.
I get to just point out the mistakes.
If you want to, yeah, I'm ready for
That's
it. I'm
all.
I'm here to improve, whether it's through the chat helping me out or with you helping me out. Um, hey, I'm here to represent a different type of SketchUp user today, but yeah, hopefully it's helpful. What I'll be modeling today is a nursery, the nursery of my child. His name is Blaine. That's why I haven't been on videos for a couple months, is because I was away on parental leave. So thank you all. Thank you very much. I'm sure there's a lot of love uh, in the chat, but no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no. So, anyways, we'll get to that in a second. But before that, I did want to talk about 3D Basecamp. 3D Basecamp 2024 just got announced. Pause for applause. There we go. I don't have the full soundboard set up today, so um,
Uh,
we'll just have to get, we'll have to have Tyson fill in the blanks of applause sound effects and things.
I will do the yeah. Whoa!
But yes, 3D Basecamp 2024 is going to happen in November. You can see the dates here for next year. It'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada. I don't know, the nickname of Las Vegas is City in the Desert? The Casino Oasis? I don't know. But if you don't know what 3D Basecamp is, it's SketchUp's user conference where all the SketchUp people from all over the world come, and it's the best 3D conference in the world. So we have beginner training, hands-on, kind of, bring your laptop and follow along, get up to speed for SketchUp and layout. And there's going to be a lot of great presentations from the best in the biz. These are the sharpest, the cutting edge of all things 3D, whether you're in architecture, whether you're in interior design, whether you're construction, landscape architecture, whatever you're interested in, film and stage. There's all kinds of cool stuff that goes on at Basecamp. And these are like the top minds, and you can connect with them and communicate with them and find your people at 3D Basecamp. So 3dbasecamp.sketchup.com. There's a lot of information on why to attend, what's going on there. We have a nice video you can watch. And I should say that registration is open. You can get tickets today, and there's early bird pricing. Hop on that. You got to reserve your seat early so you can get a very large discount for 3D Basecamp, which is happening next November at Las Vegas. Hope to see you there. Tyson, your thoughts on 3D Basecamp?
Uh, Other than very much hope to see y'all there. Yeah, well told, Matt. The sunny Las Vegas. I don't know if we're saying this yet. It is in conjunction with Trimble Dimensions, and while on the surface that may not be appealing to folks, actually the when you get to see the larger Trimble hardware and software side and some of the connections, there's some really fascinating interconnectedness there. So I I hope it will be something that you see as, you know what, this is going to be some really interesting stuff to have that together with dimensions. And we're still going to have fun, even though we're with dimensions. We're still doing a bit of our own flavor. So it's the best of both worlds, if you will.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we'll have kind of our own area for all the SketchUp classrooms and, mingling areas and everything like that. But like Tyson said, the full expo hall is open to see all the cool scanners and, um, yeah, all the really cool stuff that people use all kinds of Trimble stuff, whether it's the hardware, the software, the whatever it is. Yeah, expand your horizon. I think that's in here somewhere. Expand your horizon of what you think is possible. Yep, there we go. Look at that. You probably can't look at that because I'm in the way. But I don't know which way I can go to. You can read the website on your own. But yeah, I don't
Matt,
want
you've done well. That's the same thing. I don't know any of us who present who don't swap over and forget to swap over. So you are nailing it out of the park so far.
yeah, starting early. Okay, speaking of, let me do that before I forget. We'll go into our main scene here. So yes, what we're modeling today is, like I said, the nursery, which is right next door to my office where I'm at now. When my wife and I were planning for this nursery, we had kind of some space. It's not a huge room, let's put it that way. Not to brag or anything, but bedrooms in my house are kind of small. And so we had ran into some issues with, what do we need in there? Where can we put it that feels natural and usable and not like you're too cramped or anything like that? So I think having a model of it will definitely help for in the future when we want to add stuff or put in a bed or whatever it might be. That's kind of the idea behind today's model. And to get there, I have a couple things. Let's see what we have.
What you better have is a lot of amazing, beautiful pictures of Blaine. That's what we want to see. Where's this floor plan stuff? I want to see Blaine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't have any photos easily accessible of Blaine, unfortunately, but you can imagine it, especially once the model's done. Maybe we can bring in a scale figure of a baby and put him in the crib or something. But yes, what I have today is a number of photos that I just snapped.
Nice.
Of things. You can see these are dinosaurs. So the idea is kind of I'm not going to go into super big detail. This is more just kind of how to plan the space and make sure things are the right size and everything, and hopefully learn how to model a couple things along the way. And Tyson can, like I said, give me pointers on how to do that better.
Here's the first pointer. Start with that organic changing table, form over
Oh,
there.
this little thing
Start
here.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's
We
my
can
first
maybe get
pointer.
there. Maybe I'll start with the room first, and then we can go to that second. So I have this. This is just like a screenshot, JPEG of the room from the floor plan. And maybe you can help me out on this. Of like we have these dimensions. I'm not good at reading dimensions on a floor plan. Like it doesn't tell me how. Like I'm trying to think of what the inside of the room is, right? I have from like this wall to this edge of this inside of the closet dimension, right? How do you find like the actual room? Like what is this? I don't know what this little bit is.
That little
The
my
wall
sixth dimension.
depth, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. You make an assumption. 6 inches.
Okay, deal. Um, so let's see. So that would be 10 and a half or 10 foot and a half inch by Okay. Quick math here. Oh, 10 foot and I gotta say that's gotta be 11 feet on the button, eh?
We like that.
All right. So 10 feet, 1 inch, comma, 11 feet. Look at this. And I also don't have a 3D mouse. So my navigation is not going to be as smooth as some of the other folks on our team. So forgive me for that up front, but that's where we're at.
Hey, you know what? It's time we finally just let people know. Aaron has said anyone who even remotely tries to use a 3D mouse outside of him, like he wants that. He wants that. So none of us are even allowed to.
Okay, cool. I'll just stick the old 3 button. I don't want to step on any toes. So I just offset 6 inches for the wall, and then see, the door doesn't really have a width on here. Oh, I actually looked this up. Okay, I looked this up, and this 2668 means that it's 29-inch wide opening. So go figure on that.
Yeah. So just curious, and the suggestions have come in that typical inside would be 3.5 inches, 4.5, some suggest. And then
Okay.
of course the suggestion has come in, is there a reason why you wouldn't just bring that image in and scale it and model directly on top of it?
You know what? That's a great point. Let's leave this and let's import. I guess I can just drag it right in, huh?
Yeah.
Look at this. Smart. You guys are smart. This is good to have you here.
I'm just relaying the information. I'm not the smart one. I'm just the messenger.
uh, I appreciate that either way. Okay, cool. So I think I remember how to scale things. So do I need to explode this first to scale it? Or can I
You do
leave it?
not.
Okay. So you go by the longest dimension, right? That's on this little screenshot here, which is this one, I think, right?
I should clarify, if you want to scale just an object, just that group, then you need to at least be inside it. You don't need to explode it, but you should be editing it unless you want to scale the entire model.
Okay.
Scaling
So
outside
I
of it would scale everything.
make this a group and then go in the group and then draw the line.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So start here. Using shift to lock the green direction. This is inference locking. Look at that. Not exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, just like a pro.
Okay, so now you can't really see it, but there's a line there, of course. And then get the old T for tape measure tool. And then 12 feet, 7 1/4. I was actually kind of close, but not exactly right. And so that, and then I just type in 10 feet, 6.5 inches. Bingo. Look at this.
Booyah.
Oh,
Mic
man.
drop.
Okay, cool. So they're saying like literally just kind of like trace over this. So you can do it outside. And then say, what was it? 11 feet, 10. I'm so bad at typing in dimensions. You're like struggling. You're over here listening to me struggle to figure out which one is inches and which one's feet. Feet, 3 inches, right? Or no?
Correct.
Yes.
And
Okay.
assuming you have the default templates, you don't got to type in that inches symbol.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Okay. Looks like I maybe did the wrong. Okay, so that's the actual. No. Is this like not to scale, or am I doing something wrong here?
It's the nature. uh, it's the nature of a drawing and whether or not it's drawn accurately and when it's captured. Anyone who's ever modeled to a drawing knows the pain of why doesn't this match up if the drawing was done accurately, and you don't know because somewhere along the line of you know of the cassette tape copy to another cassette tape copy to another cassette tape, who knows.
Mm-hmm.
So you pick which one you want to make your source of truth.
Okay, cool. Actually, I think it is right, but I didn't take into account that this dimension was on the outside of the wall. So I think if I just move this 7 inches this way. Oh, I don't need the inch, you're right.
That's pretty good.
Okay. These people did know what they were doing, turns out. Okay, now we offset this 3.5. 3.5.
We'll go with 3.5.
Okay, party on. Um,
Party on,
now,
bro.
so I could like literally just trace over the door opening, right? And say that it's, what did I say, 29 inches? 29, comma, 3.5. Like this. Folks. Folks. Um,
And there it is. Matt's crushing it. I'm unnecessary, redundant. You take it from here.
I just want to get the moment where I could push the walls up and then, hey, after this, it's all gravy. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll just use that as the walls. I also took this note off the plan that the interior wall height is 8 feet, 1 1/8 inch.
Really?
Uh,
they
yeah.
were they were calling it out that accurately.
So I don't know what 1/8 is. 1/8, 125. Okay, well there we go. Um,
I guarantee if you go measure that ceiling height, it'll be 8 feet and 3/4 inches on one side, and it'll be 8 feet 1.5 inches on the other.
yeah. Well, we're working in exact dimensions here, so this isn't the real world.
This is the engineer side of Matt coming through.
Okay.
1 inch and an eighth. That's ridiculous.
Okay, right. Well, cool. So now I'm going to group this geometry because you don't want to have loose geometry. Isn't that true?
Oh, we don't like loose geometry around these parts. You just take that right out of this town.
Okay, cool. Um, and then I guess I can do the window opening now too, huh?
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Which is 9 feet. Center is 9 feet, 10 inches. I did take some other dimensions of the items in the room and of the window opening as well. So, I got them exact dimensions today. Every inch counts in this
Oh
room.
yeah.
Like I said, it's pretty small. So,
Mm.
so this is how I would do this, and maybe there's a different way that you would suggest. Like I have this 9 foot 10 inch from the center of the window dimension, right, from the inside of the wall. So I would just straight up draw a line on this bottom line that is 9 foot 10 inches to give me like the end point that's in the center. You know, and then now, wait, that didn't work. fine. 10. What's going on here? Oh, because that doesn't actually end there. Okay. See, now we're getting into issues.
I'm sorry, I looked away. Somebody brought up imperial versus metric in the comments, and I had to be like, what? All of us should be using decacentimeter inches. We should all. Anyway,
If
sorry.
it's easier, if you guys just want to translate this and tell me in millimeters, I can just type in millimeters too. So
Nice. Get right on that.
I'm going to eyeball this, I guess.
Why not? Or you could also use guides. Pull just guides in to that point.
Okay, so like it's a modifier key, right? Like this. Option, toggle create guides. I'm always looking in the bottom corner, which is probably pretty close to me. If I just look straight down, I can see option is create guides. So I'm literally just gonna...
with the tape measure tool, you shouldn't need to hit option.
Oh, it's just the default.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pulling from any edge will pull a guide.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
So I'm just going like this. Oh, 3 foot 3 3/4? That sounds about right. Okay, so I have the window inside. I guess I didn't measure how tall it is off the floor, but maybe that's like a common height. But the inside of the window, so I guess I can just do a rectangle from here and say, here, sure. Start from the middle and say, let's see, 57.5 by 34. Okay. See you later, guide. All right, so I have the window size, but not really the position. Suppose I can look back at my pictures here. Does that help? No.
Sure. 20, it's 30 inches up.
30. I gotta tell you, normally, so I don't normally do this kind of modeling, but I also never use guides. But now I'm like, oh, this is pretty helpful.
I think that guide went along the floor.
Smart. Okay. 30.
Oh, nope, it's not 30. I mean, it's not. It's going to be 24 then or something. I'm guessing 30 is too high.
I buy that.
I like pro.
That looks right to me. Okay,
It
cool.
does. It's pretty good.
We are in business. 24 minutes in and we have this. Oh boy, okay. This is a lot. 2 hours seems like it's a good amount of time when you're co-hosting, but when you're actually at the driver's seat, it's a little bit harder. Okay, I'm gonna try to pick up the pace here. So I'm gonna put these on a tag called walls. And then I'm gonna move on to, I guess I'll do the crib first. I'm gonna spend the whole stream doing the crib. But I'll try to do a kind of a rough and dirty version of the crib.
All right. You could spend the whole time there, but there's times, and not out of any sort of vindication or spite, I do wish everybody would have the chance to sort of model live to, like you say, all of a sudden you look at the clock and you're like, wait a second.
That can't be right.
My time estimation is totally wrong.
Okay, so I just have like I just pulled the dimensions, like I just pulled a tape measure out of the, like kind of like the main little part of the crib, like the height and the depth and stuff. So I guess I'll just make that a group and then use it to reference how tall I draw the other stuff. Um, Heck, why not?
Yeah,
Um, okay,
relative.
so
Sure.
oops. Um, yeah, I feel like I'm not going to be very, very strong conversationalist as I try to do this. So feel free to.
I was telling Matt earlier. I mean, I could adopt a few personas here. I could adopt the I don't know, the speed car racer of sorts, or like the I can't talk fast enough, or I'd be the the speed auctioneer. Oh, Matt's using a pencil. Now he's switching over tape measure. Now what are we gonna get here? Are we working inches? Are we working centimeters? What's happening? Or I can be the ASMR voice and just let everybody know that I think Matt's trying right now to just subtly get in there, and it might be 5 inches, it might be 4 inches, but either way, what we're going to find is that he's going to come in here, he'll probably group this, might even make it a component. We're going to find out. So which persona shall we shall we start with here? What do y'all think? Which one's the most awful?
I think they're all
I,
uh,
they're all awful.
entertaining. No, they're all awesome.
Yes, you are correct. That's the other thing. I was just talking about the time frame being something that gets away from you. Try modeling while you have someone annoying like me, just yapping nonstop in your ear.
I gotta say, I have. You're
So
getting sweet
evil.
revenge because I never realized how much different it was on the other side of the screen here.
Well, and I didn't. I not everyone, not all of our team likes or perhaps even all of you likes the sound effects that we have not had because Matt's been missing. I do. I get a kick out of them. So I can't. I didn't come prepared to throw down with some sound effects. Like I said, I need my nails on chalkboard. Sound effect. Oh, Eric just popped in, and I want to, Eric, you'll be super proud. Matt like built the walls and immediately put them on a tag, and that is such an Eric move. So, you know, well done, Master Jedi.
Oh, I learned from Eric's campus courses, so
Aaron and I just throw stuff all over the place. Eric is actually organized. He's naming it stuff too. What is happening? He's naming his components. This is outrageous.
okay. We're getting there. Sort of. Okay. So let's see. Here's my thought. I move this thing back here. Okay, so to do this bottom thing, I think I'm just going to draw a rectangle, then do an arc, and then kind of add these little things in there. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm like, maybe I just threw all dimensions out the window. The important dimensions are how big it is, and then after that, it's more just like, get a kind of an idea of what it looks like. Um,
Very true. Very true.
Hopefully, that's what I'm telling myself. Uh,
I don't know. We might have some perfectionists out here who are really, really demanding.
like you said, we need to have guest streams. We need to have people coming in and getting a taste of what it's like because like I said, I have a whole new appreciation. It's only been 31 minutes.
Well, and I'm never modeling again. I've co-hosted twice now, and the pressure is so different. I'm never gonna go back to modeling. That's for suckers.
Make me. Okay. So let's see. Oops. So if I do this, I say not this, and then do. Okay. Well, whatever. You get the idea. Okay, this thing can go away. Um, let's see. So
I'm sorry, Matt. We were having a side conversation over here in the chat about, I should be pushing you to create a boneyard, but also somebody should be reminding you that you're working in a perilously unsaved file, and actually, there's a couple people in the chat that want to keep it that way because of what will happen in about 30 minutes, 30 more minutes. They want to see that meltdown.
Hey, I think that the second time I would actually model it a lot better because I've thought through it a little bit more, which maybe goes to show on how I should be approaching this. But that's a great point, and thank you to everybody who said to save. I don't have the sound effect queued up,
Save.
but
No, Matt, don't save. Risk it. Live on the edge.
maybe another time. I can't
Jump
mix
the
two things at
crash.
first stream and not saving is like too much for me. Spindle.
I don't know. If you don't have any extensions installed, your chance of crashing does go down by some factor.
That's good. I have to say I do have some extensions installed, but I don't know if I'll use any. I mean, all this stuff is pretty simple geometry, besides that changing pad thing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So does that mean this?
I think it does. Yes.
6, 7.
Oh, I was wrong.
Look at us.
Nice. Boom.
Okay. Well, 235. This. Oh no. Who told me this wasn't?
Oh, the old missing faces.
Yeah.
Look at that. Uh, again, with the what's up, Matt, you fix that right away. Usually, a good live stream will be chasing that problem down for at least 10 minutes. So we need you to stop excelling here because making some of us look bad.
Oh, we'll see. I'll have plenty of opportunity to make me look bad, so don't worry about that. Okay, that's not right. Okay, so this should actually, oops. Sorry for the jumping around here. Okay, so I want to make a little baseboard thing here. Okay, and because this component is um, uh, the same, like all the way up, I could just scale the outside of the component to match this extra height or whatever that is. Hitting this here. Does it matter how many are on the side? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, nope. Nope. Don't do that.
That elusive, tiny little center scale grip.
Okay. This is the same on both sides. So I'm going to make a component and say crib side, and then use the flip tool. This, and then modifier. Where's the midpoint? There. Okay.
Yeah.
We're working.
Oh,
This
yeah.
right here.
Loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That's my Logan Roy impression. Well,
You keep working. There was a question that came up about the scaling of components and does that apply to later applied textures? And I think if you were to sample the texture from a scaled component, then it could, but otherwise, if you're just applying the texture new, it shouldn't. But again, it depends on whether you scaled the outside of the component and whether you're sampling it, the texture or not. So probably the answer is a little different depending on how you've set it up, but it should not if you're sampling, if you're pulling that texture from the library.
good call.
But we don't do textures around here. What are you talking about? That's another Eric thing.
Honestly, beforehand, I was like, oh, I think I'll have enough time to do textures at the end. Now I'm like, oh, it took me 40 minutes to do walls in a crib. It's not going to be. Um, Maybe we just need to level of detail needs to go down drastically in the last stretch here. I'm cool with that.
Oh, yeah. I think another question came in about how you managed to duplicate one side to the other. Somebody had looked away, but totally understandable. Matt had very cleverly. You could either select all of one side, or he made one side a nested component, and then used the flip tool along with the modifier key to create a command, and flipped it about the center of that middle crib part. So he mirrored it by using the flip tool.
So in theory, I guess if this was to like be thicker or thinner, or I guess that part's not part of it. I didn't realize this was in that component either. Uh, well, what are you gonna do? Anyways, if I did make changes to either side, it would reflect on either side.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so let's see. That is a little more ornate than we're gonna get on this stream today. Let's say it's about that far out, and then like this, and then we'll just go like this. Okay, now I'm really tripping myself out with components. What's going on here? Oh, this isn't breaking because this is on a different plane or something.
Somehow the arc may have just gotten drawn. Not exactly. It just happens. So
Yeah,
you are inside the group.
extract this.
Just draw it again.
Because I think this, my problem is that this background is like part of the component. So
It also looks like there might be two faces there. That's odd.
yeah, I'm just going to say sign our suckers. And just draw it outside. Okay. Okay, fine. Probably should have a shortcut for paste in place. Here's a question. In Josh's beginner class, SketchUp class that he had at Dimensions, he went through making a shortcut and had like recommended shortcuts for people to add that are beginning. You know, hide rest of model, paste in place. Or maybe paste in place already is one by default. But what's your guys' like kind of go-to shortcut that you gotta have, that when you use somebody else's SketchUp, you're like, what are you doing? You know, I don't have my shortcut. Do you have one, Tyson? That's like, I mean, your shortcuts are renowned for being not
Convoluted.
not normal.
I, I'll list a few because I agree with 100% with the ones that you just suggested, which is you need paste in place as a shortcut. You need hide rest of model and hide similar for when you're editing groups, components, groups and components. You need a shortcut for X-ray mode to toggle X-ray on and off easily, and I'd suggest a shortcut. I don't know if we have a default shortcut for the flip tool, but if not, then that, and also the weld tool. All of those need shortcuts because they may not have any by default, and they're super useful.
Yeah, good point.
That's mine. But yeah, throw it out there. This is always a good question and good insights for folks who are learning SketchUp. What are your best shortcut tips?
Okay, this ain't perfect, but it's 45 minutes in, so this is going to be a group, and then this is going to be on rib. Did I actually tag the walls as walls? No, I didn't. That.
Created the tag but didn't implement it.
Yeah. Okay. Guess I should do a floor too. Um, okay. Partly done. Now we need, let's do the dresser next. What do you say?
Do it. Looks good.
Okay, this one's going to be simplified, but I do have the basic dimensions again. So last time I made that like box and then kind of, so I didn't even really reference it. I just kind of used it to like draw geometry on top of. You're a furniture guy. How would you like, you would probably go through and make each one of these pieces a separate component or something, right?
Not necessarily, especially if you're just space planning. If you made that, I might just make the one half of it a very simplified bunch of geometry, or or at least the framework that one half. So if you're just space planning, you just need something rough. I sometimes don't take what would only be a few extra minutes to actually build out the different component parts, but yeah,
Okay.
it's sort of what you're doing. So if you wanted to do just simplified version, yeah, you could make that whole side leg assembly one single component without breaking the legs apart, because you just push pull in a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not that long to do either. So
Yeah.
and honestly, I often get myself into trouble later being like, why didn't I do this a little better?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thankfully, I'm not really. Once it's like wrapped up in a group, I'm probably not going to be entering that group ever again, to be honest. As long as it's the right
Yeah,
size, I'm like, meh, that's all I need.
right. Space planning, it's a big cube.
Yeah, I could just do this. Room, I should have just scanned it with some kind of 3D scanner, and then I could just bring it right in. Bada bing.
Oh yeah, there's no shortage of people who are like, why would you model a crib when there's like 900,000 of them on the 3D warehouse?
Yeah.
Because you can.
They make a good point. Wouldn't be a very
It's
interesting
true.
stream if I just was perusing 3D warehouse, though.
No, but I'll tell you what, when Blaine is a little bit older,
Mm-hmm.
the you introduce your kids to the 3D warehouse and they will just start pulling in the most random stuff and having super fun. Teaching modeling takes a little while longer, but you get instant success with the 3D warehouse.
That's true.
You'd have a lot more dinosaurs in here. I mean, I saw some dinosaur pictures, but you'd have actual dinosaurs.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. I do have to point out too, the suggestion came in from no other than our friend Colin to say, make sure and make that crib a component so that you can duplicate it for the next baby.
That is
It's already
that's thinking ahead. That's further than I've planned out. But yeah, not a bad idea. Um,
uh, you're just learning how to deal with the one, right? That's nothing like accelerated learning.
one's enough for now.
Is there a lamp or something? The question's like, what's the shower head above the crib? And like, it's probably a lamp.
It's actually a camera, like a nanny
Oh,
cam or like a what do you call that? Yeah, just a baby monitor camera. Uh, it's honestly very creepy because it has like these infrared lights that glow red when it's dark. So every time he's taking a nap in there, it's like these four red lights. I'm like, this kid's gonna have nightmares of like, you know, Hal uh look watching over him in bed. But I'm like, it's convenient to have a baby monitor where you can look at him on the. But yeah, I agree. It's kind of like an eyesore of the rest of the room is so like not like that, but a shower would be a good idea too, in case he gets too dirty. Gets a dirty diaper, just kind of sprays him with some water, middle of the night.
I was gonna say that's the latest in wake up technology. It's something that's we're all implementing over here, and
Mm-hmm.
you just there's a shower directly above your bed. It's a very Wallace and Gromit thing to do. Since he's sleeping with those lights, it's not that he's going to have nightmares. It's going to be the opposite. He's going to, for the rest of his life, be like, I need a creepy robot looking over me to feel comfortable and sleep.
That's right. We're starting the habits early of yeah.
But that's very prescient, Matt. I mean, the AI overlords are coming, so that's actually really thoughtful.
Yeah, we're planning for the future
So,
for him to be
yeah.
used to being surveilled 24/7 and have AI as his telling him bedtime stories at night and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking ahead.
Oh, so this is what somebody was asking about earlier. So I have this admittedly rudimentary. I'll just put this on there so it looks like there's something. Um, Piece of geometry here representing half of the dresser because it's equal. It's like even on both sides. It's symmetrical. I guess is a word that you could use from the English language for that. Um, so I'm just going to go to this flip tool, and then again, if you notice in the bottom, this will be different on Windows. I don't know um, what the key is, but option is toggle copy. So I'll hit option to toggle copy. I'll drag this green plane because I want to flip about that plane to this end point, which is the halfway point of the dresser. And then once that's done, this will be the other half. So if we were, editing this geometry, it would stay the same on both sides is the idea. And we can do the same thing with these legs as well. So flip them about the center. And then that way, if we wanted to do some, I guess this would probably be a little bit different on the back legs maybe, but if you wanted to add something like that, it would be the same on both sides.
Beautifully explained.
Appreciate that from the explainer himself, I don't know, the beautiful explainer himself. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That is my title, Chief Explainer. So yeah, Chief of all explainy.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just tell from that explanation of your title how well you do it. You're the best to do it. Okay, this is
Mm-hmm.
fine enough for me. Um,
Explainianator.
and then
Thanks, Randy.
what does Randy say?
Chief Mansplainer. It's not uncorrect.
Exactly what we were going for, but hey, if it
Yeah, that's totally the vibe.
okay, so I'm modeling these. I think I'm just going to model these in place because it just will help me visualize it. Um, so because there's three of them, I'm just going to say this is just me talking through my process, which is probably not a very good process, but divide, and then I'm just going to have it like this. That way, this little segment is like the height of pretty much one of these. Like I said, I'm not going to fabricate off this model or anything, so it just needs to be good enough that it'll show people what it's supposed to look like. But then I'll just literally go like this, and then um, let's see. Uh, oops. No. Okay. Speaking of, we were talking about, um, oh boy, what's the word? Shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. Here we go, folks. Okay, words. I'm pivoting away from geometry into words here. Keyboard shortcuts. One of them was hide rest of model. I think I maybe have that set up, or I thought I did. Okay, I'm gonna do that real quick. Shortcuts, hide re. Okay, Shift H. Cool. So now, huh? Okay, sweet. Let's see. This doesn't exactly match up, although this wants to be a little bit higher. Um, let's see how we're gonna do it. Okay, so we are in business. Um, move this down to, oh well, now we messed up, didn't we? Let's see if we just go back here. Hmm. Um, well, let's do this. I know the inside of this is not there, but you know what? I don't care. um,
Nah.
say this is the messiest modeling stream we've we've had on SketchUp Live. Actually, you were talking before the stream about your first time you ever model on SketchUp Live. Do you remember
Yeah.
what that model was and how the experience went?
I think my first, I could go back and look, but I think I had chosen to model the the Sydney Harbor or Sydney Bay Bridge for my very first live modeling. I mean, I've been using SketchUp for a while, so like the modeling itself wasn't that, so it just was a very ambitious model for trying to appreciate how much you could get done in the amount of time. Yeah, I think that was it. I don't know if I remember. And from what I remember, the basic framework went well, but as you're relating to right now, like what I thought I would get done and what I thought, oh, I'll get this and this and this done, and then I'll get like, and these details will all be components, so that'll be easy and that'll be fast. Yeah, I barely scratched, some vague resemblance out. Barely. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like I'm sure that stream is still available too. So people can go back and watch that. Whether or
Mm-hmm.
not you'd like people to go back and watch it, probably is a different
I'm
story.
not particularly going to drive people.
But I'm sure there's a lot
It
of good
I
info in there.
probably is, and I mean, it could be. They're long enough ago that you could, Aaron, Eric, now you could go back after a while and be like, can I revisit an old thing and do it better now?
Hmm.
Hopefully so. But hey, we even Randy in the chat is saying the Sydney Bridge was also his first live modeling experience.
Oh
So
wow,
birds of a
serendipity.
feather. Yeah. And
Yeah,
he
let's have a
hadn't been back
competition.
since until today.
What's that?
I say, and he never came back until today. It was left such a scar.
He's only here for the firsts. I want to see the milestones, and then after that, uh, okay, we're about halfway. I guess I started modeling a little bit into it, so this is getting there, right? I mean, we have some idea of what's in this room.
Mm-hmm. You bet. Oh,
Um,
have fun with that chair.
it's gonna be a very simplified version of the chair, probably with no groups or components.
Have so
um,
much fun.
what do you think I should do next? Or I'll leave it up to the chat. There's a lot of probably not. I'm not gonna do the curtains, but anything else I'll do.
We got some shelves, some picture frames. I'll give you an easy one while
Hmm.
we wait for some chat. You could just use the 3D text and throw the Blaine up there. Especially if you know what kind of similar font would be, or you can just use the universally loved fonts of either Papyrus or Comic Sans, because both of those never ever are inappropriate for anything.
We dropped the
So
ball. Comic Sans for a kids' room honestly is appropriate. It would have been ideal over there. Um, you know, hit that childhood, that whimsy. Um, Plain. Uh, that's caps, right? Yeah. And this is actually it's Futura. I know what font it is. So
Oh,
let's see if we
nice.
have it in here. We don't. That's sad. Oh, wait. How can I search for? I searched for it and it didn't show up. Oh, I was in like English or something. Okay. I think it's just, and it's kind of spaced out a little bit. Ooh, wouldn't it be nice if you could change the, what is that called? Kerning? Um,
Turning, yeah.
between the
Mm-hmm.
letters. I guess I could just go like this. Then I wouldn't have to evenly space it
Nice.
later. Um, sure, let's give it a shot. Whoa! Okay. Here's something. That's extruded way
That's
too far. It's a little closer. Okay, that's an easy win. I'm feeling better after that one. What's going on here?
somebody
Ooh.
wants you to go return to that monitor and model a video card, a video chipset, because that's our greatest hit ever.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do the inner workings of the baby monitor. Can't really tell from this angle, but it looks like that microchip has about 15 pins on either side. Um,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, just a microboard would be. Do you know why it's stuck on that wall?
Oh, because
Yeah,
it's
you include it.
glued. So how would you change? I know when you have the component, when you make the component, those options come up as, oh, unglue.
Hmm.
Say that is a clutch Tyson edition. So thank you. I was struggling for a long time.
Oh, the old glued components are not something I think that we see too often, and 3D text just by default. I think that's
Honestly, it
a
is nice though for this because I'm literally I just want to
yeah.
put it on the different wall and then it snaps right to there. So this isn't exactly perfect. Oops.
Well, after you get that done, you definitely have some folks who are trying to stick it to you. They're like, "Nope, you got to model the curtains." But
I don't know.
other,
I wouldn't even know where to start.
but also the chair or even the trim in the room would be other good places to proceed.
Okay.
Certainly, some folks have pointed out that the chair, if you're going to enjoy sitting with Blaine, you, you certainly want that chair.
Yeah, that's true. That is kind of one of the major, like I said, if I'm sticking with the theme of like space planning and needing to know where things go, um, honestly, the chair gave us the most headaches because we were like, we don't want it in the middle of the room, but we don't want it, it kind of ended up being in front of this window and kind of right next to the closet, also in a weird way. But it was kind of the only place it ended up. But yeah, cool. Let's do the chair. Okay, so I do have rough chair dimensions, um, which is um, 30 and a half, 33 deep, and then, well, I didn't really see how thick those little boys are, but let's eyeball it. Um, this was 20. This little slugger was 40. Done.
Nice. I'm going to
uh,
take a nap on that as soon as we're finished here.
It's modern, okay? You guys don't understand it. Um,
It'll be a modern nap.
I guess. Okay, very blocky idea of what's going on here, but that's gonna go away. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody else model like this, but this is like how I go in my head of like how to do this stuff. I don't know if does other people have like a similar, like you get the kind of general idea. I just have to get like the kind of the shape and the size of it, and then I can kind of start thinking about, okay, well now I do have to do the arm part or whatever, you know?
Hmm. Well, and if not at least a block model like you've done, certainly you'd look at the chair, you'd be like, what are the pieces? And if I tried to model or resolve some of this geometry together, you try to anticipate where would that break. Like in this example, I can imagine that side arm and the way that it connects to that back. Um, Either you would just want to avoid that altogether, or you'd have to take care uh, to accommodate for that. That would be one of the points that I would look at and say that's going to either be a problem, or I'm going to kind of avoid, making that fully accurate. I'm just going to fake it.
Yeah,
Um,
like this kind of piece here, you mean? Or like on the actual back side of the chair.
yeah, yeah, just the way that that back cushion wants to sit right onto the way that arm slopes back,
Yeah, okay.
and whether those are connected in the back or not, as they might be by the fabric. So,
Hmm.
I know, but yeah. Otherwise, there are kind of just some blocky forms that you could chamfer the edges on and get the right idea.
Hmm.
It's definitely I know this, having working on campus and doing these YouTube videos. Modeling furniture is one of those things that people have certainly asked, like, hey, can we get some more guidance around modeling furniture with native tools or with extensions? And I think it's a tricky thing for sure, that we have not, yeah, other than just simplistic furniture. Yeah, it's cushions. Some of this stuff is a tricky business,
Yeah.
and we should do better. So I'm throwing that out there to the rest of us. Say, you know what, cushioned furniture. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if Aaron can do that. I'm not volunteering myself. Let's see if Eric and Aaron can do that.
Sure. I'd be happy to see it either way, whoever's in the driver's seat. Okay, 45 minutes left. We're going okay. Um, these were taken with like a wide angle lens camera, you know, the iPhone like wide lens, so these proportions aren't correct. But so I guess maybe I'm like that doesn't look remotely like that, but
Eh,
whatever. So uh I'll never be I'll never be on the stream again after this one, so I'm doing it my way.
that's banned. No, I thought it was the opposite. You're taking over from now on. I'm never modeling again, right? We just talked about that.
Yeah.
And Aaron is going to do cushioned furniture for all of 2024. We've committed to it.
I'm happy. Oh, so this is still here. Okay. Um, let's see. So maybe here's a question. So you mentioned how that back kind of resolves on the arms here. If I just want to like draw a rectangle, I'm just gonna try it. A rectangle like that.
Mhm.
Can I like snap to? I'm just doing it, not even. Okay. Okay.
Ooh, well done. I was going to suggest the rotated rectangle, but you just snapped. You used that plane. Very smart.
Yeah. Inferred with the down arrow key to get that magenta inference is what I did. But if
Mhm.
I were to use the rotated rectangle tool, how does that work? I go like,
Yeah, you could go up either side that way and then across,
oh, okay.
or
Oh,
along the bottom and then up. Yeah, either one.
or that. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. That'll do.
But I
Um,
love it. You just showed like 3 ways to do it.
that was easier than I thought. Sweet. Okay, cool. Um, so let's see. This is gonna be, yeah, we don't need a name for it. Uh, this don't need to go all the way down. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. We want the little seat area in there. So,
Matt, I
yes.
just need to offer an emotional. I'm so proud of you. People have brought up that what you're building right now looks very much like a boneyard, and I can't be more proud of you.
Thank you. Yep, you taught me well. I might need this later, so I want to keep that over here. And this thing, of course, is very important. Um, so yeah, no, I definitely need. I should have a lot more stuff strewn about. Maybe I'll just go in my components browser and then just kind of drag stuff in. Uh,
If you would please,
yep,
I know it would make me feel better.
here we
Just a
go.
bunch of random stuff all over. Oh man,
Does that make you feel at
I
home?
can feel my blood pressure dropping. I can feel the world just being a better place. Oh, see, it's beautiful. Ah, that that's the shirt. I mean, this is a long time coming. Aaron's got plenty of t-shirts that he's made, but I just need one that just screams boneyard. That's my shirt.
Yeah.
And in parentheses, it'd be like, I never make a decision, so I keep everything, There's the context, but indecisive. Okay.
That's perfect.
There's definitely some resounding applause out here for the beautiful boneyard.
Is there really applause or that's just you clapping? What's the sound of one hand
Well, it's
clapping?
definitely me. I'm not listening to anybody else, but I think there's some other applause out here.
Okay, I think this is what you would call rudimentary. Let's see. And then I'm gonna go like this. Okay, so I don't have extensions installed to do like you know, rounding edges or chamfers or anything like that. I just did that kind of like, you know, offset and move and use autofold to do that. Is that kind of what you would go about doing for something like this? If it's kind of a quick and dirty way of doing
Definitely.
that situation?
I watching you pull that auto fold up. That was a nice quick way. And of course, for if you wanted to put a chamfer on the cushions, you could just use. Why is my brain
Follow
not
me.
working? Follow me. Yeah. Thank you. See that? You know. You know. I don't even have to say it.
Okay, so if I was to use follow me to do that, like for instance on this arm,
Hmm.
um, I need a lifeline. What, how, like, where would you, how would you start doing that?
Well, there's a couple things that you've so the arcs that you've created, you kept them as default, which means, right, those are 12 sides. If you create a really small but detailed, another 12-sided arc as your follow me um, shape,
Right.
it might have some geometry, it might have some problem resolving that. So one, I would just dial that back. But say if we just go on the outside there, I'd start on the bottom, right? That's where, say the underside or the bottom.
Okay, I think I don't, maybe I want to do the whole thing. I want to do the whole thing. Yeah, like the sides and stuff. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
So, like you would go underneath this.
Yeah,
Okay.
underneath or from that side, because that gives you that nice 90 to start with, 90-degree corner, which is an easy way.
Okay. So I
So
could literally
yeah, draw your
just
profile.
do like three sides or something.
Hmm. You probably could get away with up to six. Um, but yeah, you don't need that many. It'll be smooth. And yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Go
now,
three, go
would you do
four, go five.
like a exact dimension? Because like for
No.
instance, if I'm trying to draw this, you would just kind of drag one like this and say,
Yep.
that's good. Okay. And then follow me. I learned this from the beginner classes that I attended at Dimensions. Uh, you select the path, right? Or the, in this case, the face with all connected edges. Like this face is defined by all these connected edges. So either you could have all these, or you could have just the face selected, right?
Mhm.
And then you go to the follow me tool, which, what do you guys in the chat, and Tyson, I'll ask this question to you too. What do you think that this looks like? This follow me icon is a little bit different than the, can you see when I zoom in
You mean
like
the
this?
macaroni noodle?
So you think it's a macaroni noodle? Okay. To me, it kind of looks like bendy dynamite. You know, it has the fuse coming off, a little.
Oh, nice, nice. Yes, but
It's like dynamite in
that's
action
sort of
being
a
thrown or something.
like totally like a nice old cartoony. You can imagine Wile E. Coyote throwing this, trying to blow up the Roadrunner.
Absolutely. But anyways, yeah, what do you guys think that looks like? So you go path, follow me, and then the face. Right?
That's it.
All
Look
right.
at
And since
that.
we got a component, it's on this side too. We'll do the little soft and smooth like we just did. Yeah, like that kind of situation. That looks good. And let's do the same thing on the other side. Now I don't know how to match that one. So if you were to match that, would you, I guess that's where you would do it in exact dimension, right?
Well, or had copied it over
Yes.
from previously, yeah.
That's close enough.
But yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. So that only went to here.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. I see. I see.
got that.
I had the hidden geometry as the reason. Okay. Face. Tool. Path. Hey.
Even though it's hidden, that line is still gonna cause you grief. You'll need to erase it.
Okay. Oops. View hidden. Okay. So now, look at that. Good to have a pro on your side. Okay.
Nice.
Hidden.
And look at all these folks in the chat. You got like 20 pros on your side.
True. I
It's a deep
appreciate
bench.
each and every one of you. So gotta do that same thing here. And then okay. Hmm. Exactly. That. Of course, of course, of course. Oops. Hmm.
I think you have the right idea. I think in that last one, you might have clicked on that wrong final
Okay.
small surface.
Okay. Well, I guess I didn't get this piece. I guess maybe this isn't the right face to draw the arc on.
If you want that, yeah,
Just to
you'd
add
need to start it from there
from like the very
to
end.
include that piece.
Yeah. Okay.
And and that'd probably involve a little bit of hiding geometry and doing a little.
Okay. Um. Well, let's say that for another time. um. Unless you guys
There's
really want to
also
see that. You saw the
lines.
idea on these arms, so you get the idea of what it's supposed to look like. See, that looks a little comfier than this one, right?
Mm-hmm. It does indeed. I mean, my nap won't be so modern, but it'll still be all right. Plus, you converted a few folks in the chat. I have to give you like several people chimed in that they also just thought of it. You look at it small from a distance, and yeah, you're like, oh, the macaroni stands out. But now, Bendy Dynamite is going to be the reigning image in people's minds.
If there's
Bendy
one takeaway you
Dynamite.
take from this stream, it's that follow me is Bendy Dynamite. You can quote me
Bendy
on that.
Dynamite. Yeah. That it only took you one session. We already have your shirt. Follow me is Bendy Dynamite. Oh man.
Um, Yeah, so I mean, you obviously saw the photos, but you can get an idea of how like cramped this this room really is when everything's in there. Um,
Uh,
so it definitely would have been helpful to have this model beforehand to be able to figure out this orientation because we were like, could we put the crib on like this wall? You know, like we were like, well, if it's like here, is that too crowded? And then this could go, where are we at? 3.9 degrees. Um, my wife was like, I want the chair in the corner, and it's like if we put it over there, it was like gonna be really cramped, and then I don't know. So, anyways, this is what we ended up with. But now we have this model, we can start moving stuff around uh, better. Um, yeah, where should we go from here?
well, if you want to try, you can do a simplified version of curtains. Since a couple of people suggested it, we could just use the freehand tool, um, offset a freehand, draw a general freehand line, offset that, connect the ends, pull it up, and then scale the top a little bit. And you can create a simplified version. We don't have to do that. Also, somebody requested the light above, the ceiling light. That would be a very pretty straightforward one. Although I think they also wanted the bulbs inside, which, little follow me would do that, but we don't see those.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, and room trim was also a request. So
Right, trim, yeah. Yeah.
there was, oh yeah, do trim. What appeals to you?
Yeah, I guess we can do the trim real quick, and then I'll take on the curtains in the last stretch here. Um, Let me see if I remember how tall, because we want the trim, like ideally we would just do one follow me and maybe adjust some geometry here and there, but if we could just do one follow me for the whole thing, that would be
Mm-hmm.
pretty game, right? But we need to know how tall the door is. How tall is a normal like door frame? Like, don't tell me.
Well, last time
Yeah.
I said the walls were 6 inches, and I was so wrong. I mean, that's off by pretty significant.
Maybe in your house they're 6 inches, not in this tiny little house. That would make the rooms even smaller if all the rooms are 6 inches.
I thought at least the exterior wall would be,
Yeah.
since it was all drawn the same as the exterior. But anyway, 80 inches is studios saying 80 inches for the door, 7 feet, 80 inches. I think we're getting a consensus.
Yeah. 80 is good. Let's do it.
80 inches.
So this is me. I would just push this across. Oh, what's going on here? What's happening?
Well, that's a proper live stream. Oh, a little
Okay,
little tiny
look at that.
geometry there.
What?
Yep. Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
everything looks good. Everything looks good. Nope. A culprit right there.
1986 millimeters. That's the stuff.
Is that the same
1900.
dimension? 1986.
I don't know. Maybe it is,
millimeter.
but just for
What's
if you're
short?
gonna do that,
Okay, let's do a short door. This is the European door because it's in millimeters.
make it 1986.25 just to be spiteful.
Okay. Yeah, that looks good. As long as it's another one of those guys. What's going on here? I'm not paying attention to my inference directions apparently. Okay, so how tall is trim? We said this distance was 24 inches, right?
Mhm.
Oops.
Trim is exactly 84.6 millimeters.
I don't know if I should keep
I'm,
playing this
I'm
game or
just
not.
asking for hate right now. I'm just asking for people to start throwing tomatoes. Come on, bring it. Throw your rotten fruit and vegetables.
I could see this being like 5 inches, right? And then half an inch.
Sure.
So I could do it like on this wall. Um, uh, which would be 0.5 comma 5. Oh, maybe we should make this a group first. And then do that on the outside. 0.5 comma. And then I guess we have our. I didn't put this in yet. Go back to our original plan. Let's see. 6'7" minus 7, right? So that's just 6 foot. And maybe. Okay, so the opening is 6 feet, and then this is 5 and 5/8. That's normal. Um, okay. Is that the same? These are the same height. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I can just copy this geometry over. If I can get it. That's why it'd be nice to have a 3D mouse. Just take that.
No 3D mouse for you.
Just move it like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then push pull that, and then use a handy dandy guide. 6 feet. Okay, where's that? Now I just let the guide point. Oh, because I did it from an intersection and not from the there we go. 6 foot. Enter. Okay, let's kind of try to do this quick so we can get onto those curtains. Okay, this is actually. I'm getting myself in trouble here.
The best place to be.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. Sure, why not? Okay, so now inside that wall group, we have our trim thing. And so if it's in a different group, I've seen this done before. I know this is possible. I can select the path in this group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very carefully. Because it has to be all connected for follow me to work right.
Correct. If you want to go all the way around, yep.
Think. And then, so the order of operations here is I go to follow me, and then I say exit group or something, right? How do you?
I would suggest you can. It is possible to jump in and out with Follow Me, but I think you should just not even try. Make the trim a just different group entirely. Take that selection you made and group it, and then your trim will be a separate group as well. And that's, you know, just
Okay.
handy to have for manipulation.
Smart. Okay. But you know what I'm talking about, right? Where you can like select and then go out of the group and then
You can.
select. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I'm not crazy.
no, you're not. If you group that right now,
Make group.
and then you can just work inside there, and your life's just easier. Um,
Wait. Didn't I just make it that a group
yeah,
or no?
you did. Was it a group inside this one? That might be.
Hmm. I could.
If you, yeah.
I know hiding stuff is not ideal, but
Oh no, I use it all the time. It's great.
hmm. Okay. So and then minus this, and then follow me. This. Ah. Okay. No.
Doesn't like that little segment. Um, you can stay looking at that thing, right? And then you can double click, triple click on the path, so you can select it all, and then just deselect that your profile. But it should be connected, so if you triple click anywhere on that path, it should select the whole thing.
It looks like there. It's
If it,
not.
oh,
What am I doing?
you're live modeling.
Oh, yikes. Sorry for everybody giving you vertigo over here. Okay, so,
Yeah, just erase that line and redraw it.
or should I move this path onto the same, or just, okay, because it doesn't have to be exactly perpendicular, right?
It is odd. In another timeline, yeah, you'd want to go back and figure out why it's doing that. But
Okay. Okay, now this isn't connected. Folks, my friends. Okay, boy.
this
Okay.
is a proper, good live modeling session. That is the stuff.
Okay,
Okay.
now the bendy dynamite. What? You can't tell me that.
Oh,
What if it's like pushed back this way or something?
yeah, try that. What did it just?
Oh, I think I'm like slightly off axis or something. Something's going on here where
Maybe, but I would have thought that that would still give you something close. It is weird that it's not.
maybe I could. I'm like 15 minutes to do the curtains. Okay. So, oh geez. Sorry to everybody for burning your. Okay, select all this stuff minus this and that. Huh? Perfect. Just what we wanted. Oh, is it? What?
I,
What's that
I'm both.
about?
I'm hugely sympathetic, and also
What?
this is the way it goes, right?
What?
I don't. I would have thought that that setup would work. So now we'd have to dig in,
It's insane to me.
start troubleshooting.
Okay, here's something we're gonna do. Uh, okay, so I have this floor. Is that's not gonna do it because it's gonna be in the door and stuff, but
Yeah, you'll just have to cut that away. But way to pivot. You'll have nightmares about this later. Why won't it work?
Hmm. uh okay.
For that, this is one of those times where sometimes I think at least that like draw any rectangle in there, just pull it down and then use push pull because it's easier to push pull to that surface than to find that little piece with the the line tool. So if you
Yeah.
draw any small rectangle in there,
And then you're saying like push this and then this can just go like this.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
and
Use inferencing uh to your whatever your okay, I'm running out of words. Um
I I do think um, I don't really want to troubleshoot this anymore. There is another way that I think would be interesting to try, and that is if we selected those 4 interior wall surfaces uh, and copied those away at a specified distance, let's say 20 feet, right?
mhm.
And this won't work necessarily now that we've put the trim in there, but if you just copy those and take them outside of the group entirely, right? Just copy them outside of the group and then paste them into the so that it's separate. But now erase the top edges and the corner walls, and that should give you the path in a really quick way,
Oh, that's a good
right?
idea.
So um, now what we saw is that there might be some weird problems. No, that one works. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, if you tried to do this, try to throw, and I think you're right. Don't put it on the corner. Put it somewhere in the middle. Um,
Oh, like have it like here.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then
And do that, and then subtract that out, and that should work.
look at you. Look at us.
Boom.
Nice. I gotta say, I'm proud. Proud of
Nice.
what we've accomplished together.
You just
Uh
crushed it.
I'm just gonna leave that here because we have 10 minutes left. So
Plus, it's boneyard. Boneyard.
Pony. Okay. Make
That said, I I still am not sure what was going on with your previous setup because I think you had set it up correctly and it should have worked.
yeah, like you said, maybe it was something with the copying that
Yeah.
fixed some weird something. I don't know. But
Plus,
yeah,
as we've all, yeah, go on.
no, no. Uh, I was
we've
gonna
all
say let's
experienced
switch gears to the
that.
curtains, but yeah, no.
Let's do it. Do it. Curtains. Curtain time.
Okay.
Curtain. It's closing curtains time.
Yeah, it's curtains for me. Okay, cool. So you said something based on a comment of using the freehand tool and then offsetting it and then push pulling that. Is
Mhm.
that what you said?
Yes, and if you had an extension, we could push pull an edge alone, but otherwise we'll need to make a face.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I would suggest starting at the bottom, um, but go in, kind of define a little bit of an area, and freehand, uh, I would also just me like if we were really trying to do more accurate curtains, then we probably would use some extensions.
Mm-hmm.
So I would keep them a little bit simplish.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I like simple. So we're just gonna say like, let's see, how far does that go in? Right around the trim, right? Just kind of squiggle like this.
Oh, you could probably go a little more than that, but that will work fine. Hmm.
Okay.
That would work.
And then offset that like this,
Yeah, and
or
if you
just
want,
doing,
you could go thinner than that.
okay. Is that long enough?
You might want to stretch it out a little bit. You just
Okay.
use a scale tool and stretch it,
Oh, okay.
or yep, keep drawing. Either way, either way.
Cool. Eh. Oh, great. Now I'm in my chair. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Yeah, now just take that. I mean, that you could leave out that alone as is, right? But you could also take the top or bottom and then use the scale, select the top or bottom surface, use the scale tool to stretch it a little more, give it a little more
Variability or whatever.
dynamics.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that's a simple way to do it.
Yeah. That does the job. Heck, that was a lot easier than I was expecting.
Looking at it.
And then excuse me. I guess I could just draw the curtain rod in place. Let me do that on the other side.
Like an old pro.
Okay, we're flipping around everywhere, but we are getting there.
Some folks, now that you've done this, are like, good, throw them into the sharks. It's landscape modeling next time, and Eric gets to tell you what to do. So
Hey, that could be fun.
you're uh, you're up for modeling your local park now.
Let's try it. Just throw me. I need a crash course in every type of modeling.
Look at you go, though. Ooh, yeah. Speaking of, actually, a few things. We won't be around next week, at least here in the States. Next week is Thanksgiving, so we weren't here last week. Apologies, and we won't be here next week, but then we'll have a few weeks in December before the holidays. But that said, any ideas, please toss them in the chat. Ideas for future modeling sessions. I know there's sometimes ideas that we think are fun and that we're just not confident we can knock it out and then such, but we still really always enjoy your ideas. We have a running list, and we have the ones, the Shangri-La temple or something that we're like, no, we're never ever doing that. But
Yeah, well, we do keep a list of all of them. So if
we
you have
do.
any suggestions, I'd be happy to add them to the list for sure.
Yeah. Sometimes we're topical. Could be a little themed, or it could be anything.
Okay, this boneyard's got to move out of my way here. I think we're pretty.
No.
I feel okay about that. Do I feel great about it? No, but I feel okay about it.
Never will. Just so folks know, you're changing your field of view, especially for an interior or a small room like that, right? Are you doing that with the zoom tool, or are you using the field of view? What's your choice?
Oh, yeah, I've always done it with the zoom tool, so I like don't even think to do it with field of view, but so that field of view won't change your camera location, right? Because like for instance, right here,
Mm-hmm.
like if I'm in here and I can't see all the room and I try to use the shift and drag on zoom will change your field of view, but you can see that I'm kind of coming out from that doorway and now I'm going past the doorway a little bit. So the idea is this is field of view, right? Now I can just type
Mm-hmm.
in a focal length, which I don't know, let's try like 15 millimeters. Okay, so my camera was actually past that door frame. But now if I'm kind of here, and then I could just change this to 35. Wait, am I doing this right?
You should, yeah, with the zoom. Just type in something different.
But my camera's moving. Oh no, this is in zoom. Right? What?
I would have thought, yeah. Maybe Colin will correct us. That I get corrected all the time. I would have thought it left you in the same spot and just adjusted your. That definitely feels like it's doing a little more.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there you have it. Um, yeah, it's pretty much the time we have for today, I'd say. Um, well, I hope you guys had an interesting time. Yeah, let me switch to this different scene here. Yeah, I hope you guys had an interesting time looking at this. Let's get a better view for the background of the ending here. Okay. Okay. Um, Yeah, I was very nervous doing this, and perhaps rightfully so, some we might say. But I thought I hopefully added some value, and I learned a couple things. So I hope you did as well. Um, if you like this style of stream where it's not like a kind of a professional modeler, but more of a somebody stumbling through it or learning their way, or maybe thinking of you know idiosyncratic ways to take on modeling things, let us know. If you hated it, let us know. We're always trying to kind of experiment and find fun and new ways to learn about SketchUp, but also to enjoy watching videos on our YouTube channel. Which, if you're still here, if you're still watching, like this video. Helps us out in the algorithm, and hey, I like you for liking this video. So you got that going for you. I hope you guys have great stuff planned for the weekend, and you're up to you know up to some fun or some mayhem or whatever you're looking to get up to. Um, yeah, I would think I'll be going to a Santa parade this weekend. Actually, is what I'm
Ooh,
have on
that
the
sounds fun.
agenda. What are you? What do you got going on? Anything?
My wife's birthday is this week. We're just gonna enjoy some a nice dinner tonight.
Happy birthday!
But otherwise, no plans. We might put up some Christmas decoration this weekend. We'll see, and then start in the cooking, the massive cooking prep for Thanksgiving.
Yes,
But
that's right.
but hey, lots of compliments, lots of people giving you shout outs. So well done, Matt. Very excellent work.
Thanks, appreciate it, folks. Yeah, I what more can I say than thanks? And heck, like I said, have a great weekend. Subscribe and remember, 3D Basecamp. I'll play it one more time before we leave. 3dbasecamp.sketchup.com. It's the place to go to learn SketchUp, to meet with SketchUp people, and to hey, all things 3D will be going on at 3D Basecamp next year. It's never too early to save your seat. I know it's a long way in advance, but we have a refund system sorted out so you can get a refund. I'd say reserve your seat, get the early bird price, and you know we'll see you there. We'll have a great time, a lot of great learning, and a lot of great fun at 3D Basecamp. But yeah, thanks for watching. I have no idea how to wrap this up. I've been rambling for about 4.5 minutes, but thank you, Tyson. Thanks everybody in the chat, and yeah, have a great day.
Cheers, everyone.
Take care.
Bye now.